Hey guys, welcome to this video where we'll show you how to make this free CV template using Google Docs. It's a simple yet professional template that encourages hiring managers to read through. But if you prefer to save some time and want to download matching CV and cover letter templates, then click on the link in the description for more information. Now throughout this video, I will show you how to put your skills and qualifications on the CV to make it better than 9 out of 10 other CVs, based on Austin Belzak's key findings after analyzing 125,484 resumes. Now without further ado, let's start making this sample. Now first thing I would like to change are Google Docs default margin settings. Go to File, Page Setup, and change the top settings to 1/10, and for the remaining ones we enter 1/2 inch, so we don't have to deal with cropped sentences while at the same time have some extra space. Next up we go to the Insert tab, Drawing, New, and select Text Box. Now make a rectangular size shape. Alright, and tap the bucket icon so we can pick some nice gradient colors. Click on Custom and pick an angle of 180 degrees. Now if you want, you can add an extra gradient stop, which will divide the shape into 3 colors. Now let me remove the middle gradient stop and show you some beautiful gradient styles on this website, just so you get some inspiration for your own CV. Now if you apply to a certain company like, for example, Instagram, Twitch or Netflix, then you can include their color schemes onto the header area to make your CV stand out. For this video, I would like to pick the Vice City colors. Now don't use overly bright colors unless it matches the company style, culture, or position you are applying for. Now let me copy and paste these codes and add them to our custom gradient panel. Okay, so that looks fine, and over here you can pick an outline. Now I prefer to keep it transparent. As for the text color, black doesn't stand out, so I would like to pick white. Okay, let's enter some personal information and start off by adding the name and surname. After that we need to center the text. Increase the font size to 24 and bold highlight it. Underneath we enter the physical address, so the city and state you live in. For some jobs, the hiring manager wants to know if they need to fly you in or not. And then we include our email address. Remove the hyperlink by pressing Command or Ctrl Z, then the phone number, and at last a link to your LinkedIn profile. Research shows that a link to a comprehensive LinkedIn profile can increase your chances by 71% for getting a call back. Check out my other video if you want to know more on how to make and use LinkedIn to your advantage. Okay, so let's click on Save and Close to insert the header section and make sure to properly align the shape by moving the first line indent. Okay, and drag this part to the right. Alright, and then we need to detach the cursor. Press the right arrow key and the enter button. Okay, now let's divide the resume into sections, including a summary, skills, experience, education, and project section in caps lock. Now if you are not satisfied with the text margin settings, you can also move the left line indent like this. Now the sequence of these sections highly depends on the job you are after. If you apply for example for an internship, then hiring managers often prefer recent schooling over working experience. So make sure to put the best stuff above the fold, so what's most relevant and relatable to the job requirements. Okay, now add 2 white lines in between each section, bold highlight summary, and center it as well. Now to make each section stand out, we want to add some borders. Go to Format, Paragraph Styles, Borders and Shading, and as you can see, you can add different border styles and colors. Now, I like to keep it simple, so I press the top and bottom border and click on Apply. Sometimes the line spacing is uneven, like you see right here. In that case, you need to go back to the Format tab, select Line Spacing, and pick Single. You see? And next up, I want to increase the font size to, let's say, 13. After that we can copy and paste the style of this section to our other sections. First you need to put the cursor in the middle of the keyword. Click the Format Painter icon twice and select each section. Okay, and don't forget to disable it as well. Okay, let's see. That brings us to the first section. So we need to include a compelling summary section to our resume. Now stick to around 3, max 4 lines and inform the reader about who or what kind of person you are, years of experience, what expertise you would like to leverage, and the position and company you are after. And optionally, if possible, include your availability if you haven't done so in your cover letter. Speaking of writing a cover letter, make sure to also check my video on how to make a free cover letter template using Google Docs. You can find the link in the description. Okay, that brings us to the skills section, where you need to list skills and qualifications that match with the job requirements using Google Docs table designs. Now go to the Insert tab, click on the table drop-down menu and pick a 3x1 table. Right now, we want to adjust the margins of this table. Highlight the table, right mouse click, and go to Table Properties and bring the cell padding back to 0. Okay, so before I add some skills related to the job description, research shows that applicants matched only 51% of the relevant keywords and skills on their CVs. In order to know what kind of keywords you should be looking at, I would advise you to copy the vacancy description, go to the free word cloud generator and paste it right in there, and click on Generate Cloud. Now don't underestimate the importance of using the right terms for a high match rate. Recent data shows that 99% of the Fortune 500 companies use applicant tracking systems. Now as you can see, all the cells are filled and categorized to improve the readability. And next up, I want to align these cells. And after that, remove the borders. In order to do so, select the whole table, go to the border width icon in the right upper section, and select 0. Alright, so that brings us to the experience section. Now let's say we have some experience as a software engineer intern. In addition, enter the city, state, and employment duration. Now to right align this part, we need a ruler. Now if you don't see this option, you need to go to the View tab and select Show Ruler. Okay, let me show you what this option does. Place the cursor before the first keyword. Click somewhere in the ruler and press Add Left Tab Stop. So now you only need to press Tab and its position changes. Now I want to align it to the very end, so I drag it accordingly. Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, now let me enter some working experience and fast forward a bit. Now I structured these sentences according to the PAR method, which stands for Problem, Action and Results. That way, you bring impact and purpose to your experiences. Same goes for using action verbs at the beginning of each sentence. Action verbs like collaborated, narrowed, and praised. Furthermore, do you notice how I quantified my experiences? Measurable metrics illustrate someone's value, thus improving your chances of getting a call back. Okay, now let me copy and paste the paragraph and move on to the education section. Right now you need to include your educational background. And we start with the college or university name, then the degree. After that we enter the city, state, and time spent in college. Or if you are still in college, include present and or the anticipated graduation date. Use the ruler again to right align this part. After that I would like to insert some bullet points to make it reader friendly and list information on, for example, the minor and major you followed, relevant coursework, extracurricular activities, and your grade point average, also referred to as GPA, if it is higher than 3.5 at least. Okay, so this part is quite annoying because for some reason I cannot scroll down or place the cursor underneath the last section. So what I usually do is remove the borders, add a dot, a letter or whatever, and then add those borders back to the section. You see? Now if you have some space left, you can add an interest section like you see in the screenshot. It's a great way to show the human side behind the resume and also relate to the reader's interests. But for this specific job application, I prefer a project section, so I can combine my experience and affinity with programming. And perhaps also relate to the reader's interests. For example, when you Google software or machine learning projects, I noticed some cool projects someone could work on and add to this section, like a Whiskey Quality Test Project, where you build an interface to predict the quality of various types of whiskey. Or what about a Crypto Price Predictor project, a price predictor that helps you predict Dogecoin's prices using previous data. Or perhaps you worked on a cool project at uni. Anyway, I hope you realize that this section is a great opportunity to stand out especially if you have little to no working experience. Alright, now remember to keep your CV short, concise and to the point. Recent data shows that the ideal resume length is in between the 475 to 600 words. A stunning 77% of the resumes were outside of that range. However, it also depends on your career level or job role. For example, if it concerns a governmental or C-level executive position, you might even need more than 1000 words. Now, an easy way to check the number of words is by going to the Tools tab and click on Word Count. Lastly, I also want to emphasize the importance of properly sending your resume. Save the file accordingly. So name, surname, resume. That way, the reader will know that it is yours without even opening the file. In addition, it's best to save it as a PDF file, so the layout remains the same. Now, all these little things prove your attention to detail and can make the difference between getting that job or not. Okay, so before I end this video, I would like to know if you watched the whole video, and I'm even more curious if you got a call back. Leave an emoji with glasses if you watched the video till the end, and leave an emoji with sunglasses if you got an invitation to a job interview. I want to thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I will respond as soon as possible. If this video was helpful, then a like and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Thanks again for watching and see you next time. Bye!